Oom-pa-pa, 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 oom-pa-pa. Fat little bulldog stood in the sun. Stone village swamp man, slow motion run. Tender poke police walker, Freshie's birthday fudge, swamp knife, bull nail, walk it undone. Me and Harpua, we couldn't care fewer. It happens all the time. We beat Okibo. A stone jack with a toothless flesh, shabby pimple chin slime, evil milky rash. Me and Harpua, spastic guide hound, using dreadlock skull count, coming to your town. We'll knock your party down. Me and Harpua, we couldn't care fewer. We beat Okibo.
Now the wildwood flower grew out on the farm, and we never knowed what it was called. Some say it's a flower, and some say it's a weed. Well, I never gave it much thought. Then one day I was out there talking to my brother, and I reached down for a weed to chew on. Things got fuzzy and things got blurry, and then everything was gone. I didn't know what it was, but I knew it beat the hell out of sniffing burlap. When I finally came to, there's my brother Bill. He says, now what's wrong with your eyes? I said, I don't know, I'm just chewing on this here weed. He says, well, let me give it a try. It took the rest of that day and most of the night to try and find my brother Bill. I caught up with him about 5 o'clock the next morning, and he was naked, singing on a windmill. Said he flew up there. Had to fly up and get him down because he was half crazy. Well, smoking them weeds became kind of a habit around that park. We never seen no harm. We thought it was kind of handy. You take a trip and never leave the park. One little hit off the wildwood flower, pretty soon you're back there behind the wild animals. Well, all good things got to come to an end, and that's the same with the wildwood weed. A man came out from Washington, and spiders turned as wide as a sheet. Well, he burned and he dug and he dug and he burned, and he killed all our cute little weeds. Then he got his truck, and he drove away. We just smiled, and we waved, sitting on them sacks of seeds.
white as a sheet. He came out. That's right. And as the sky gets a little bit greener up here, the white lights disappear, and the sky gets greener, we find ourselves in the little suburb on the outskirts of Gamehenge, standing on a beautiful green day. And we look to our right and we see a street going down the road, and it's a beautiful suburban street. And we look to our left and we see a mountain rising up out of the sky. And we look to this direction, we see a forest going off into the distance. We realize that we are in the suburbs on the outskirts of Gamehenge. And on this particular day, somewhere down in a little white house with a little door down the street, on this suburban street, there lived a little boy named Jimmy. And on this particular day, Jimmy is feeling a little bit anxious because he's been sitting in suburbia for so long. He's bored, he's anxious, and he decides that he's going to go on a crazy trip. So he decides that he's going to take his little feline friend, his cat, his beautiful confidant, his pussy cat, his best friend, Poster Nutbag, and that the two of them are going to go on a little trip. So what they decide they're going to do is they decide they're going to walk all the way from the outskirts of Gamehenge to the bright neon lights and the golden opportunities and the huge buildings of Las Vegas, Nevada. That's right, he's going to take his life savings out of his savings bank and he is going to take it to Las Vegas, Nevada. He's going to lay it down on the roulette table, and he's become a very, very rich man in a short period of time, as we all have in the last couple days, right? So he says, that's right, he looks down to his little feline friend, Poster Nutbag, and he says, Poster, you know, it's been a long time since we've went on a real adventure, so let's go. Off he goes, he walks out the door, he takes a left, he goes down the street, he walks down the street, he walks past the school, he walks past the fire department, and he keeps walking and walking, and slowly the buildings start to melt away, and eventually he finds himself trotting through the desert, you know, because he forgets that Las Vegas is in the middle of nowhere, and so he's walking and walking, and the day is getting longer, walking, and he's walking, and he's walking, and they're both walking, and he looks down, and he pets, and they walk, and he pets, and they walk. And they walk, and they walk, and slowly it gets darker and darker. And eventually he realizes that he's been walking for so long, he's not going to make it to Vegas on this particular night. So he decides he's going to have to set up camp, just like the people who first came off across the desert. He finds a little rocky area, and he puts a few rocks in a circle, and he puts some twigs, and he makes a little fire. And he sits down with Poster Nutbag and he says, "Here we shall camp for the night." So the two of them sit down, and he leans back against a rock, puts his hand behind his head. He's looking down and says, "You know, this is really beautiful, Poster. You know, Poster Nutbag, my beautiful feline friend. Just me and you, all alone, out here in the desert, 1,000 miles from the city lights. I look you in the eye, and I pet you, and I look at you, and I look at your beautiful feline eyes." And it was such a moving and touching moment as the two of them looked into each other's eyes in the middle of the desert that they leaned back and they began to break into song. And not only did they break into song, but they began to yodel together. There was a beautiful yodeling sound drifting off in the distance as the moon hung above them, and they looked at each other and they began to yodel, yodeling, singing that old country tune, and yodeling.
Sun sets in the west. I wanna be a cowboy sweetheart. Life I love the best. Adio-lay-o, 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 lay-o-lay. Adio-lay-o, adio-lay-o, lay-o-lay. I wanna ride old paint, going on the run. I wanna feel the wind in my face. 1,000 miles from all the city lights, go at a cowhand's pace. I wanna pillow my head near the sleeping herd while the moon shines down from above. I wanna strum my guitar, rodelay, oh that's the life I love. I delay, yodelay, 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 yodelay. I delay, yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. I delay, yodelay, yodelay, yodelay. I delay, yodelay.
They yodeled together, the two of them, Poster, Nutbag, and Jimmy, and it was such a beautiful, touching moment as they yodeled. And then they rolled out their bedrolls and they went to sleep. And when they woke up, they looked around and they realized that they were not far from Vegas. They were actually camping out in the Red Rocks mountain area, and they looked around. Yes, this is not Red Rocks in Colorado. This is the Red Rocks, for those of you who haven't been there. The Red Rocks right near here, half an hour from here. They woke up and they were kind of in this little cave, and they looked up at all these orange rocks and they thought, we are not far from Vegas. So they began to walk, and they walked again and walked. Fish? They walked. Oh, he's gone. Anyway, they walked along, and they walked and they walked, and finally they got to the outskirts of Vegas, you know. First they saw the cloud above the town, and they saw some neon off in the distance and some scary kind of, they were going through a really eerie kind of scary neighborhood when they first got there. And as they walked down this one road, they were almost there where they were going to get rich and famous, but suddenly these people started coming out, kind of from, you know, lurking in the corners. They realized that there were some scary guys from the outskirts of town who were going to make trouble. And so here's Jimmy, he's looking around, and these guys start to come up to him, and he sees that there's about 4 of them. And as they get closer, he realizes that they're actually 4 Elvises walking towards him. And just as the Elvises approached them, they said, the 4 Elvises came up to them, and here they are now, the 4 Elvises. And the 4 Elvises said, you can't come into Vegas unless you beat us at your own game. You've got to sing an Elvis song better than us in order to be accepted into Vegas. So Jimmy said, I can do it. He said, I can sing an Elvis song better than you. I'll take you on right now, anytime, any place. So, and that's...
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see, what you're doing to me? When you don't believe a word I say. We can't go on together with suspicious minds, and we can't live our dreams on suspicious minds. So if I don't wanna know, I wanna say hello. Would I still see suspicion in your eyes? Here we go again. Asking where I've been. You can't see these tears are real, I'm crying. We can't go on together. There's suspicious love. And we can't build our dreams because suspicious love. Only the love survive, oh no. Oh, dry the tears from your eyes. Let's don't let up. Good thing I don't know. 'Cause honey, You know, I never lie to you. Ooh, not much, baby. Yeah. Oh!
Caught in a trap, I can't walk out because I love you too much, baby. Why can't you see, what you're doing to me? You know, I'll say,
Thank you, boys. Will you please let me into Las Vegas now?
And it worked. And it
Please let
worked.
me in.
And it worked. He won. He won the battle of the Elvises. Jimmy and they led him into Las Vegas. They led him into Las Vegas because the Elvises had a good heart. They knew that he's quite a man to be able to sing Suspicious Minds with that much hurt. Goodbye, Elvises.
How about a hand for the Elvis?
He did it. He got into the game. He got into Las Vegas. Oh. He felt good because he felt like he was in the spirit of Vegas. Having beaten the Elvises at their own game, he took his $12 that he had saved in his piggyback and he went into the casino. He walked down the street, he went past Caesar's Palace and all the others until he saw the Aladdin beaming in front of him. And he walked in the door and he walked up to the roulette table and he took his life savings and he said, I know what number it's gonna be. It's gonna be number 17, and he saw it. And I'm telling you all to take all your money, walk out this door and put it on 17. You too will be rich people tonight. 17. Anyway, just as he was reaching down to lay the money on number 17, suddenly what he didn't realize is that Harpua, the mangy dog that the original song was about, had been following the scent of Poster Nutbag all the way from the outskirts of Gamehenge to Vegas. And he had caught the scent of the campfire that they had slept by, and of the yodelers and the Elvises, and finally he had traced the scent all the way into the Aladdin. And as he walked up, he came through the door and he saw Poster Nutbag across the room. And before Jimmy could put his money down on number 17, suddenly the dog and the cat caught each other's eye across the room. There are little beams of hatred going back and forth between the cat and the dog's eyes. Everybody in the casino sensed that there was going to be a horrible fight. They cleared a circle around the blackjack tables, and suddenly the fight began! was gone. Jimmy?
Yes, Dad?
Jimmy, I have bad news.
What is it, Dad?
It's about your cat.
Poster nutbag?
Poster is dead. Poster is dead. Poster's so dead. How about a goldfish?
I don't want a goldfish. I don't want a goldfish. I don't want a goldfish. I want a dog. A dog.
There's a dog in the station with an ugly mutation and needs lubrication each day. There's a dog in the station contemplating rotation as a form of recreation and play. A dog. There's a dog in the station with a bad reputation. It's a sign of the nation's decay. But the dog in the station doesn't need a vacation as the people rush by dressed in gray. A dog. Paige, we're gonna play a requiem. Play it.